Okay, I'm sitting back here watching this, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm working on getting it so I could go through it. Not that anybody's gonna care, but at least I said I knew his plan. Oliver Stone did. He tried to tell everybody. He breaks it down of the bad things that happened during when the wall fell. Okay, now he goes through his plan step by step. Look at that smile. That's not a happy smile. He's talking about what he's gonna want, and he wants the sphere of influence to not affect the heart of Russia. Better goods coming in from other countries and markets they can't compete in will be death. Anybody who watches videos from inside Russia knows that the vast majority, well, more than not, needs rehousing because it was all built in the Soviet era, wooden, damp. I mean, think about it, it's Russia. It's a beautiful, it's the most beautiful, diverse country in the world. I don't care who says what, that's my opinion. I mean, so many cultures, beautiful people and women and views, and oh my God, excuse me. I just think that they knew what he wanted and they pushed him to it, but we're here. It's just what it is. He'll want taxes from the Donbass because he feels like it's owed, and Crimea was never up for negotiation. He was going to do that, and he said it there. He said it that he was never giving that back up. Never. So they knew it. He wants to control the train that's going to come in from Asia and Middle East all the way up into Middle Asia. They want that. That's theirs. What else do they have? I mean, I'm not saying Russia's garbage or materials, but they don't have industry like we do. The Soviet Union they didn't concentrate on that, unfortunately. I mean, you think about it, they're just getting started. I mean, they've gone through so many different types of governance in the past few hundred years. It's just ridiculous. Um, but I think our politicians knew the people who matter, but it didn't. They want to Crimea back at all costs because they know the significance of the Silk Road, the new Silk Road as they framed it. That's what Putin wants. Anybody who knows the Arctic knows that it is currently about to open up. There's going to be a northern shipping lane in there, and that's so important that the world's already talking about stopping a war because of it. It's going to change the world. It's going to cut shipping, everything. It's going to change the whole world. We think about it. We ship one way right now, pretty much, either through one way or the other. But it's one. That's why they call them lanes. Constant. They're about to change, and there's trillions of dollars, maybe more, of resources at stake. On top of that, he's not going to stop. I don't care what he says to NATO. He's not going to stop until he gets what he wants. And that's what Stalin had. And I don't know if Germany's included in that, but I know Poland is because every time Russia's been invaded has been through Poland. That's what Stalin said. Anybody else who agrees, whatever, but at least I put it out here. At least I know. Everybody's saying they know this and they know that. Did he want a war? No. But we broke a lot of promises. NATO was made to defend against Russia. We never trusted him, but we never gave him the chance, and we treated their people like shit. So when he started barking, we used that as an excuse. Well, of course. What better way to build up weapons and keep people in jobs and whatever. It's neither here nor there. I can't do nothing about it. I would if I could, trust me. The military-industrial complex was Eisenhower's greatest fear, even though he created it. But those of you who don't know, the biggest spending bill we ever passed during JFK, it happened at that time. What created a lot of the military-industrial complex was intelligence that we got from a German Nazi who was SS, I believe, on the Eastern Front Intelligence. Now tell me he was a nice guy. Well, we used him as our main source of intelligence, telling us what the Russians were doing at that time. Couldn't see into it. It was very hard, almost like North Korea now, especially back then. They had more technology than we did. So he says they got missiles pointing at us. Oh, we got to get a bunch of missiles and build nuclear bombs and do this. Think about that. That one decision. And it was false. It wasn't real. They were just trying to shore up their own industry and defend against the West. That's it. There was no missiles pointed at us, Christ. But they couldn't just say no. Well, all that money. I mean, yeah, we're going to cause the world to constantly be, in war. But I mean, that's later. We want the money now. And they took it. And this is what happened. And that's the truth. You can look it up yourself. But that's neither here nor there. But that's his point of view on all this kind of shit. Because he knows. He was KGB. But he's not going to stop until he gets either he finds out we're going to stop him and defend ourselves at all costs, then he'll take taxes from the Donbass on, or he'll just keep it. Put up that block. Crimea. To the Pacific. Guaranteed. This is what's going to happen. It's what he wants, what he's always wanted. He don't care who gets slaughtered. Look at all those poor people. But look what Stalingrad did. They didn't care. Just throw that many people at them until we can get our shit together. We don't care who dies. Give one person a gun, one person the bullets. When the other person dies, the other person can pick it up. It's what happened. So it's just, I don't know. I'm just a guy like you doing my research. But this is definitely, he says it all in those, and I'm worried, like I said, you can't just show it, the whole thing. So YouTube won't let you. You got to get permission. It's a little thing, but I'm working on it. And at least I'll know. At least I'll know that I at least could avoid it if whatever. And my politicians that get paid and have all this influence couldn't have done shit. Because look at where they got us so far. But in my 2 cents, that's what Putin will settle for, and that's what he wants. Those of you who don't know this either, everything changed when China started accepting silver for taxes only. Okay, now at that time we had trade in the Philippines. It was a major hub. What do you think? What do you think the West did? They went in there and took over all the way to China until China could say no trading until this point. They wanted to keep a lot of Western influence out, and they've had that influence in the East the whole time. They don't want us, our culture over there. Think about what we used to call them savages till a few years back. I saw the damn thing on when we were testing nuclear bombs. We would call the savage is happy, but he is. It was disgusting. Savage. It's a kid you tested a nuclear bomb on his island. So don't get me wrong, I know. It's just, this is where we're at. And our politicians get this wrong, and the next 100 years are gone, because look at what that shipping and that trade did for us. Think about what the next one's gonna do for the next couple 100 years. My 2 cents, smoking a coffee. I buy my own, I each.